slowly hypnotized mine out there. I nearly jeopardized mine out there. I didn't know what I would find out there. No fact for me, my prime out there. I am the apple of your eye, made it satisfied. They whisper phantom lies, a blessing in disguise. Cold wars brought cold gates. I brushed it over with no pain. Ate soul food on these gold plates. Let strangers raise me through old tapes. I'm trying to land on this runway. Everybody looking one way. How much is my ticket? How much is my pass? How much is this lesson? I just want to be in first class. Tell me how much is this seed of mine? Cause this seed of mine needs you. How much is this gonna take? Tell me if you gonna make it through.
First plane in the AM. Same as the last time. This won't be the last time. Everything you need, all you do is say when. I can see the goosebumps all over your skin. I can see your
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Gospel. I'm 130, your host, Orlando Page. And of course, we have our sister Kimberly Howell in the building and our brother Bertrand Birdie McKinney. Yes, yes, yes. How are y'all feeling this evening?
We good. We good, man. Everything is lovely. How you doing?
Radio can't hear. Thumbs up, Kimberly. You gotta radio can't hear. We're live on the radio too. Radio can't hear. Thumbs up. I'm glad you did, Birdie.
Everything's great.
Wow.
Everything's wonderful.
All right. Just to put it out there and let y'all know, for whatever reason, Facebook is interrupting the regular profiles, as far as like my personal profile, Orlando Page, with us streaming live to that page. But we are live on our Mental Impact Radio. We're live on our Let's Talk Gospel, and we are live on our CHH Jams Facebook page, also YouTube and X. So if you go to those pages, please share it so that people know that we are live, who usually look at it on our regular live page. So I just want to let my regular profile page. So I just want to let folks know that so that we can have everybody catch up with that. All right, man. We're about to have a great one here tonight. This is our little sis, man. I mean, regardless of what's going on in the world or anything of that nature, she started blowing up and get the big head and everything. She comes back home to us so she can be lowered down a little bit. She's got so many awards and accolades and things of that nature, man. What it do, Frederick? Hallelujah. How you doing, Gina Livewire? I mean, she's then got so many accolades since the last time we sat back and spoken with her. I was like, man, what's going on? I mean, a big bro couldn't get an invitation to some of them parties, but that's okay. We're about to bring our sister up in here. Solachi Writes is in the building. man? What's good,
You
sis?
didn't get an invite because you should have known that because you're family, you're always invited. So why didn't you come?
Okay. Next, I'm gonna take the first plane. How about that? Next
There
time,
we go. Like that.
next time I'm gonna do that. But first and foremost, man, I gotta tell you congratulations. And it's literally, I mean, I think we spoke to you maybe 6 months ago or something like this, 6, 7 months ago, and so much has happened within that time. I'm just
You're
like,
telling me.
wow, dude. Say it again.
You're telling me. I am just as surprised as you. I'm just as trying to catch up as you. So we're both we're both looking at what God has done and just it's all him. It's all him.
When I turned around and saw that Track Stars was sitting there playing your music on their show and everything, I was like, I wanted to type in the comments, man, we knew her first. We were playing her music first. Stop it. Nah, but but nah, though. But for real, man, it was a proud moment even for me. Like I said, I mean, we pretty much just met, but since you've been on the show, we click, we try to share, a lot of your information, a lot of your stuff and everything. We're just proud of what God is doing in your life, and you're a testament of, you keep it consistent, you keep it going. You never know when that top is gonna pop. You know what I'm saying? You never know when the water is gonna start really flooding on you, as far as with the things that you're doing. And also, before I get in trouble, I don't want to get in trouble. Gina Livewire said hello, so I don't want to get in trouble.
Hey, what's up, sis? What's
Huh?
good? Nah, she a real. I appreciate that.
Exactly. So I'm gonna zip my lips for a minute because I see my brother Birdie over there, antsy, to get it going, to get it started, almost like you're doing double dutch up underneath his desk. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and hand it off to him. Go ahead, bro. Take it over.
Appreciate it, man. All right, so to everybody, thank y'all for tuning in to us tonight. If you're listening to us on the radio stations or if you're watching us on one of the many platforms, we truly appreciate you. And if y'all checked us out when we started off with a Heat Rock, the video for First Plane from Arthur, man, talented woman of God, supreme lyricist, just incredible artist, Solachi Writes. So yeah, I ain't afraid to say it. I'm an artist too, but I'm a fan of yours. So let's just start right there by saying that. I'm a fan. Very nice to finally meet you and get a
Why?
chance to talk to you. I think the last time we did the interview, I can't remember if I had something going on or what, but I didn't get a chance to talk to you. So it's a pleasure to meet you. So let's start off with that, man. With First Plane, where did the inspiration come from? Because that is an amazing song.
All right. So the story behind that. Let me see. So we're in 2024. So August will make it 8 years since I moved out here. And so the story of that song is just how God really told me to come out here in the first place. And at the time, I mean, you heard it in the song, but you see that black duffel bag in there. That's the same bag that I moved out here with. And
Wow.
initially, all I had was my last paycheck. Shout out to Culver's in Elkhart, Indiana. You know what I mean? I had my last paycheck from them and an instruction from the Lord to come out here. I didn't know anybody out here. I just had one production company that since now went out of business, but had me come to be part of their graphics team. And I just obeyed the Lord and said, okay, well, first plane out. I guess I'll find myself in Cali. And as soon as I landed, the first beat that I heard was from Yondo Productions, who we made the beat. And I was just listening to it over and over again. And the song just came to me. It was just God reminding me that I'm going to be with you throughout this process. So just how you had to get on the first plane to be obedient to me, I'm going to always be on that first plane, you know what I'm saying, to you whenever you call. And so there's no need to have fear. There's no need to wonder what's going to happen. Just, it was a comfort to me, you know what I mean? So that's what first plane is.
Man, that's dope. Amazing backstory and testimony. So how long have you been doing music, sis? Like tell for the people that don't know, that might be hearing about you for the first time or something, just give a little background how you got started into music and how long you've been doing it and everything.
Yeah, of course. So music, I kind of always done, but I say I didn't even look for hip hop. Like honestly, I didn't start writing until I was 13, and then after there was a church talent show that I wrote this really kind of Lauryn Hill type of poem for, and it was like 4 pages long, and everybody was like, "You should rap," and I was like, "No." So um, it was a process at first because I didn't want to do it. Honestly, I didn't want anything that came with it, but my mentor, Alex Anderson, he really pressed in and was like, "You're called to do this. You need to do it." He gave me my first beat CD and everything. So I would say around 2004 is when I discovered the possibility of it being part of my life, but I didn't really take it as seriously as I think he wanted me to until probably about 2012.
Okay. Gotcha. So has it always been geared towards the to uplift the most be able to get music outside of that, like maybe with a different message?
Oh no, never, never. I tried it once. Okay, so I'll be honest. I tried it because honestly, I was at a point to where I was like, hey, I'm being sought after people who were doing songwriting for a couple of independent projects, and so back in the early days of Clubhouse, where it was just the Wild West, everybody was connecting with everybody, and so I was approached to do, I think, a record or write something for Cardi B, and I finished it and I turned it in to the person who was working on the record, and they reached back and they were like, "Hey, can you change a few things?" And it wasn't anything negative outright, but it wasn't glorifying the Lord, right? So they were like, "Can you rewrite it?" And as soon as I tried to rewrite it, like when I say the ink dried up, like nothing came, and so that was
Mm.
when I was like, "Okay,
Wow.
this, I can't be, salt and fresh water. I gotta pick one." Mm-hmm. But
Gotcha.
that's
All
the
right.
moment that
And
I've
my
ever been unsure or picked a side, or so to speak. You know what I mean? That was like the defining moment for me, I think.
gotcha. Okay. And my last question is kind of like a two-part pass. I let Kim jump up in there, trip if I be trying to hog the interview and stuff. So I'm gonna
Love it.
ask this. First off, man, Quasar, your album is phenomenal, right? Like
Thank
it's a lot of good on there, and I see your style, the way that you rap, and so it's great songs on there. So the first question is, who are some of the artists that you? That's the first part of the question, and then the second part is in hip hop. Give me your top five, dead or alive.
Whew. All right. Top five. I'll start with that because I feel like that's an easier question. In no specific order, I would say Nas, Biggie, uh, Lauryn Hill, um, Pac, and five. This is always kind of fluctuating with me, but today I feel like it's gotta be Drake. So that's my top in the world. CHH wise, that's a different list, but I can give it to you if you want me to.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. So I would say CHH side definitely Cray, um, Wande for sure. I would say AI the Anomaly, and I would also
Okay.
put Flame in that category. I grew up listening to Rewind like every other day, so definitely Flame. And then I would say Cross Movement as a group because again, I listen to a lot of their compilation albums. So those would be my top five on our side.
Nice. All right. And any musical influences like you growing up listening to, like anybody that influenced your style?
Oh, of course. I would honestly, this answer is not going to make sense when you first hear it. But I got to say, because that's what taught me phrasing. Talking about my lyricism earlier, that's what taught me the ability of how to, like, the way that he was composing the notes is what actually taught me the different ways to combine rhythms of words. And so I would
Mm.
say, I also growing up in high school and college, I played violin and cello. So that probably has something to do with the answer too. But I would say definitely him. Growing up, I listened to contemporary Christian gospel type of stuff that most people are like, you're a rapper. That doesn't make sense. So, like Michael W. Smith, Amy Grant, you know what I'm saying? Like those people,
Okay.
Skillet, you know, all over the place.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Good to be well rounded. Good to be well rounded. All right, so I see Kim over there to, below me. She getting a little antsy, so I'm gonna go ahead on and pass it off. Go ahead, Kim. I won't get jumped
Yeah.
on.
He likes to hound the interview. He likes to take it over.
Did she just
What?
text me and
Like,
said, "Will he
What?
hurry up, please?"
I'm
Okay.
Really? That's what we're doing.
I'm
That
All
is.
right.
All right, Solachi, you earned a new fan because I'm new to the Christian hip hop thing. So
oh,
I'm learning the artist as we go. And so when I heard you at first, I was immediately proud because you're a woman. And two, your lyricism and your talent is just out of this world. So
thank
while
you.
I was investigating you, I was being nosy. It gave me opportunity to see that you are now Rapzilla's 2024 freshman. So
Yes.
from my
Wonderful.
understanding, from my understanding, that's a big thing. That's a huge thing. So can you tell me how does that make you feel and what was your journey like to finally get there?
Wow. That's the question right there. I started listening and rocking with Rapzilla not long after I started writing. So like early 2004, which is when they first started. And me being a Nigerian, like my parents loved me, but they were like, hey, so you have three choices. You're going to be a doctor, engineer, or both. And I
Yeah.
was like, none of those sound like what I want to do. But I knew what was in me and what my life assignment was. And so, I mean, I remember having argued with my parents. I'm going to church. Like, and it wasn't that they were trying to get me to not go to church because they're believers too and they always have been. But it was just their fear of music not being able to
Support
sustain
you.
or be something that I should even try because of what they saw in the industry at the time. So they were just like, no, that's not a safe thing for you to do. Find something else. And so for my dad, constantly hearing about Rapzilla and, like I said earlier, Cross Movement and Flame and Tadashi and Ambassador all the time. You know, he remembered Rapzilla. So over the years, that stuck in his brain, and that's important later. So middle, bunch of years passed, like 20. And 2004 was actually when I started my freshman year in high school. So for 2024, it's exactly 20 years later, to be a freshman in another regard um, was amazing. Not only for all of that, but simply because this class was the first one that people didn't vote on. The Rapzilla staff chose us specifically. And so I remember the editor in chief asking me, why are you releasing Quasar at the end of the year? Like, is there some thing that you know about that no one else does? And I was just like, no, the Lord said do it, so I'm gonna do it. And, a few weeks later, I heard along with everybody else. And so just seeing how when I officially asked God to be my manager, all of these doors started opening without me even knocking half the time. And that's one of them. And so being able to meet KB a couple weeks ago, that happened because of being a Rapzilla freshman. So just a lot of things that have happened as a result. I'm super grateful for it.
This,
You I gotta jump in there real quick, Kimberly. I'm sorry, I gotta jump in there real quick because you said something profound, and we just can't slide through that. You said when I asked God to be my manager, that's when the door
that
started
was
opening.
gonna be my next question. Come on now, stay out my interview.
Yeah, I caught that.
Hey, you gotta leave her
God.
one question.
Get out, Ando.
Go ahead, do your thing, Kimberly. Go ahead.
You gonna get to me now?
But I hog the interviews though. But I hog the interviews. That's what they say. I hog the interview. I
What I was getting
Like
ready to
Thanksgiving
slide
dinner.
into, Solachi, was to say, I think that is awesome that you said that God is your manager, because I have never heard that before. And probably because you solely gave God your management over your career, over your life. This is why things are happening the way they are happening. So I just think that is just awesome, and everybody should follow that model. I couldn't believe that you said that. That was great. So so now
I mean,
whatever else I was going to say, Orlando messed that up. So he just threw the whole thing off. So so my next question was going to be, it seems that you are a businesswoman as well. And so can you tell me about some of the projects that you have coming down the line? Now, I saw your book. But it
yes,
seems like you have some other things going on with web designing and things of that nature. Can you
yeah,
tell us a little bit about that?
absolutely. And so, Solachi Writes Inc. actually started as a company in 2020. I was laid off from my job, so I just took the skills that I had to use for my job and made a company. And so, from that was web development, copywriting, which is basically just coming up with the writing on a website, not
Mhm.
necessarily the design. Those are two separate things. Although we do offer both of those things, some people don't need both. Um, but we do professional, what do you call them, biographies, and then
Mhm.
also we edit. And what was the last thing I was going to say? Oh, offer digital strategy. And so a lot of times the book came about because a lot of times people would be like, hey, do you have time to sit down with me? And of course, you guys know my schedule. The answer is likely no. But I was always trying to look for a way that I could still add value and still be present as part of their process. And so the book idea was something the Holy Spirit just said, make it available, but take everything that I've already given you in the Google Drive document you've been maintaining for 7 years and just make a book out of it. And so that's what I did. And as of third quarter, I'll be starting my first round of teaching in San Francisco for their Small Business Development Center.
And will you be offering online when you start teaching that?
You said what?
Will you be offering online when you start teaching that in San Francisco, teaching that class?
Oh yeah, so it will be online. All you have to do is sign up
Mhm.
to be, I think, a beneficiary of the center. I can find out more information if you guys want to sit in. That'd be great. But yeah, it's just a real introductory class, just trying to help new entrepreneurs not pay thousands of dollars for scammers and things that aren't going to work, but really
Mhm.
just take the road that's going to build and sustain their business long term and help them get the growth they're looking for.
Okay, so I want everybody. I'm gonna call you what my latest new word is for this world. A problem. You are a problem. You are a double problem, because not only are your
Thank you.
flows great, but you are a businesswoman too, and that's a dangerous thing for anybody. So congratulations. I'm looking forward to seeing what you have in the future, and I'm your newest greatest fan. I'm going to turn it over to
Thank you
my
so
brother
much. I appreciate you.
Orlando now. You're welcome. I'm going to change it over to my brother Orlando now, because he's over there being antsy as well because I took too long.
Come
He's
on,
ready.
I'm cleaning. I need me some sriracha. I need some questions and answers. But nah, man, ladies and ladies and gentlemen, this is is Let's Talk Gospel, man. We are live on our CHH Jams station. You can go there by going to bit.ly/capital CHH Jams, capital J, lowercase AMZ. I say it like that because if you don't put it out like that, you won't get to the station. So please follow directions. But anyway, you or you can download the free iTunes app and favorite CHH Jams because we are on iTunes. You can download the free Streamer app. You can download the free His Hop Radio app and find us. And you can also go to PCMmusic.com and check us out on there as well. Later on in the month, we're going to have some big news to share with y'all. We're not going to say anything right now. Just know that God is moving and grooving, and we just honor him and thank him for everything that he's doing within our lives and within this show and everything. So definitely be on the lookout for a big, huge announcement. All right. So, Solachi, let's jump into this track, man. I want to play some music. Let's jump into this track. You got this new track coming out, I believe, June 14th, called C. So let the folks know about C.
So C, this was the first ballad that I ever wrote, and it's on Quasar. But this one was, obviously I wear glasses and God asked me to walk by faith and sight. And there was a lot of things that I didn't know what the point of was until time passed. And so C was really kind of like my letter against this movement of like new age Christianity that's like, oh, the universe is the same thing and like crystals are cool. And no, like you gotta see that that's not God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's no disrespect to anybody where they're at, but it was just one of those things to where I had to see for myself the absolute nature of who God is and know that you can't put another name on him. He can't be replaced by anything else. It's just he's God, and then those other things are not.
Amen. Amen. You've told me this before, and I know you're not supposed to ask a woman this question, but how old are you again? You're like what, 25?
No, sir. God, I'm in my mid-30s.
That's right. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to jump into C. Make sure y'all check this out, man. Run those numbers up. Get on it. Come on now. Get on the Solachi train. Doot, doot.
Just to see what you preparing for us. And when we call, you never could ignore us. You crossed the bridge to write a different chorus. Read a lot of red. Help me navigate the hills or cry the darker forest. We hear your voice, it's there to reassure us. See past my imagination. Please make it real, no regurgitation. Plant your word inside my mind, divine accreditation. The universe will bow before your sovereign nation. Souls are hungry with a dinner plate. Shaking spirits stirred because I've been awake. Anchor for my thoughts, cause it's been a wait. Hope inside your future, we don't have to choose. He's giving 8, lay it on his side. We wait until the sea across the great divide. Cause your plans multiply, no, I have seen. But I'm a dedicated pupil. Acted like light refracted, made me fruitful. But God, you always write the better story and it's completed. Gave me space and wiped my tab clean, it's been deleted. And take this life for granted. Even though I'm planted on the rock, I will not worship planets. He made every galaxy to stop, and yet be ended famines. Oh, but yet when man examined, it ain't but a drop. So I cannot serve both God and mammon. God, you now expose the pattern. I need more faith if I can't see yet. Your plan is written down, even if I don't feel free yet. deep enough to dream, but I don't have to close my eyes. I've been needy from the jump, it's time to rise. Till we see what you have for us. Wait till we see. Wait till we see what you have for us. Wait till we see. Wait till we see what you have for us. Wait till we see. Wait till we see what you have for us. Wait till we see.
Oh my goodness, man. That joint is fire.
Uh-oh.
So with C, you said that it's on the Quasar. I wanted to ask you, we've had a couple of artists on here that has written books and put, books out, things of that nature, and they're an artist. Which one for you do you say takes more brain muscle to complete? A full album or a book?
Oh, an album for sure. Book I can complete by myself. An album I can't. And so
Mm.
I think just looking at the two processes side to side, the book I can start to finish plan, execute, release. But an album that requires production, that requires mixing, that requires graphics, press releases, photography. So there's a lot of other elements potentially, but there's more overall creative skills that are required. So I think for me, at this point in my life, I would definitely say a book is a lot easier, but maybe that changes later. We don't know.
Now, I know you said when you were growing up and you were getting into, music, things of that nature, your parents weren't really fully on board with you, dealing with music. When can you say that was the first time you started to see them ease up on you doing music?
I think I would say when my mom started supporting me, it was easier for my dad and my sister to kind of jump on board. Um, she's known, like, how do I describe her? She's like, if you can convince her, you know what I'm saying, then you good. You know what I'm saying? Because between my parents, like, if my dad says yes, that takes like no effort at all, really. But my mom says yes, like, are you sure? Like, are you really? So I think when I got support and she saw the seed though. It wasn't me doing anything to convince her. It was more so that she took a second and she listened, and then she looked at my life and she was like, okay, she's serious about this. Oh, she gave up. Oh, okay. Oh. So then she just started, paying more attention and seeing how it was affecting like people around her. She started sharing with her coworkers. They started sharing testimonies about their families, and so I think after that, my dad came around, and then my sister is starting now to invest more time and support me as well. So I think it's been a process as I've grown older as well. And I'm doing things away from them, and so they're not as responsible for me, so they're able to see that it wasn't just a phase, but that it's actually a purpose.
Now, out of all the music that you've recorded, which song would you say was the most heartfelt to you?
When you say, I think qualitative, and so I don't think any of them lack or have heartfelt nature behind them, or not. I think the stories behind them can either be lighthearted or heavy-hearted. So I think the heartfelt nature behind all of my music is the same. In the moment that I'm creating, that's my authentic, heartfelt what it is doing. But I think when it comes to the nature of it and how the person experiences it, it's either lighthearted, heavy-hearted, or just I'm just talking about a lesson that I've learned, trying to prevent somebody from doing the same thing as me. you know. So yeah, I think it's more of a matter of perception.
Excellent, excellent. Definitely, definitely, man. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're sitting down with Solachi Vibes right here on Let's Talk Gospel podcast. Man, we really appreciate everybody that's been in the comments back and forth, people that's been peeking in and then dipping out. Even if you listen to the replay, we're definitely appreciative of that. The show will be placed on our platforms, our podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, all the good stuff, Amazon, things of that nature. So we do ask, if you have an Apple phone and you're on Apple Podcast, go to Let's Talk Gospel Podcast and leave us a glowing review, because that helps to move the podcast up in the rankings with Apple. And then also rate us on Spotify. That helps us as well for our podcast to start being pushed out a little bit more on the algorithm. So y'all know how things work like that. And if you get a chance, man, if you enjoy what we're doing, share, like, subscribe to the podcast, because you can subscribe to this podcast and everything. So definitely, definitely. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to dip out real quick and pay some bills. And we will be right back with our sister Salachi Voss is in the building.
The Wild West in Color, Juneteenth Rodeo and Agricultural Expo, June 19th, 2024, from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Jim R. Miller Park, 2245 Callaway Road Southwest, Marietta, Georgia. This Juneteenth rodeo will showcase the enduring legacy of African American cowboys, cowgirls, ranchers, and farmers. Attendees will experience a diverse range of exhibits, demonstrations, and educational booths highlighting technologies and practices shaping the future of agriculture. A host of vendors will offer authentic cuisine, crafts, and locally sourced sustainable products, providing a taste of vibrant food rooted in the community agriculture. The Wild West in Color Juneteenth Rodeo and Agricultural Expo, June 19th, beginning at 12 p.m. through 5 p.m. at the Jim R. Miller Park, 2245 Callaway Road Southwest, Marietta, Georgia. Tickets are available online at wildwestincolor.com. We want to see you there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? We're back. We're back. We're back. All right, we're sitting down with the sisters Salachi Vaz. I see we're okay. So, Kimberly, you have any questions for our sister?
Yes, I do. So, as I was also going through your repertoire, um, one of the things that I noticed is each message that you had in a song, it pulls something out of me. So I wanted to know, as you begin to pen, because I saw where you had some notes from a song that you did a while back called "Level Up." When
Oh
you,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
when you're writing, what's motivating you at the time when you're writing your lyrics?
Sometimes sometimes I write to exercise my brain. This is kind of a disgusting way of describing it, but sometimes when I need to write, it feels like my brain is backed up, like it's constipated. So I just have to write something, create something. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes songs are born of that. And then other times it's to stay consistent, just seeing what I can create, sometimes like a free write.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times I have like what's called a blackout. And that's really where I feel like, oh, here is like, I hear a beat and he's just like, and I'm like, what? You know what I mean? And like the hook comes like that, the verse comes like that. And that's actually how I wrote C, because I initially wasn't going to sing the hook. I wrote it, but I wasn't going to sing it. And the engineer was just like, you should try, because they're going to need a reference. And so that's where that came from. And so I think a lot of it is just a combination of just being willing to try new things, but then also just staying consistent, because that momentum, like, it just keeps your knife sharp. And so you don't really, I'm a huge basketball fan too, and I was hearing Kyrie talk, and he was just like, the better you get, the less that you notice how many you're missing. So over time, you'll shoot 50 shots and make 40. You stop thinking about the 40 you made and you start thinking about the 10 that you missed. And so I'm in a point into my career where I'm starting to pay attention to the 10 that I'm missing, so that I can refine my craft. And so it's just a process, and a lot of it, like I said earlier, I just let God take over and stay consistent in the meantime. So when those blackout sessions come, I'm ready.
Now, one of the things that I did notice that although your parents had other ideas of where they wanted you to go and what they wanted you to be, the one thing that I think is outstanding is that you still went with what you heard in your spirit. So what do you tell those who are in that same situation where then they may not be getting the support from their loved ones or anybody, being realistic about what they're trying to do? What would you give them or tell them to how to keep going and staying steadfast?
Definitely. I would say take your focus off of proving them wrong and put your focus on proving God right. And so I think a lot of times we end up saying, okay, it's me versus the world, and that just leads you to make a lot of decisions that aren't even in line with what God wants you to do. So it's fine for you to know without a shadow of doubt that that's the path for you. But in pursuing it, you still should honor your parents and you still should honor your family. And what I mean by that is still prayerfully seek God for how to be obedient, but within the confines of wherever you find yourself. For me, I'm out of the house, so that's different. If you're 16, that looks different. If you're 4, that looks different. You know what I mean? So stages, it looks different, but just being willing to let God take the lead and asking him to open the eyes of people around you so that they can see the seed that he planted, so that they can water it instead of continue to try and bury it. Those are two things that I would definitely say. But then too, also still look for ways to be active, no matter what that looks like for you. Being active in your craft doesn't releasing an album every 3 months. It might look like just, staying active writing, whatever it looks like for you. Don't define success by what else does. You know what I mean? So those are the two biggest things I would say. And just be patient with yourself.
Good answer. Good answer.
One thing is, for me personally, watching Journey really encouraged me because she's Nigerian as well, and she went through that similar, I think, phase of, okay, I'm not going to fit the mold. I'm doing this instead, and in particular, I'm doing Christian hip hop. So being able to meet her and listen to her story and receive encouragement, both being from the same cultural background, was really cool.
Who was that artist that you mentioned?
Wande, she's a
Wande, okay.
female artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, Retread. Yeah. So I was able to meet her in Atlanta last year at at Holy. It was a get together for Christian entrepreneurs, and she was there, and I was able to link up with her and just share my story a little bit. She shared hers, and we were like, Naija always had to put one up. So
we're gonna get her on there. I'm speaking that. I'm speaking it. We're gonna get her. I like. Yeah, we're getting them. Yeah. All right, brother Birdie, you got anything, bro?
Yeah, I do. So Salachi, your project to me is one of those that you can listen to from front to back. And it literally took me a minute to get to the end of the project because I couldn't get past first plane. Like that would be my favorite on the project, but from front to back, it's a solid project. So which song on there are the ones that that you really just, if you had to say is your favorite, do you have a favorite on the project? Like which one is one that might maybe minister to you a little bit more or that you enjoy a little bit more, or is there anyone?
I would say there's two. Stand By You, definitely, because that was at a moment that song was made up kind of at a whim. I really didn't know the producer. He just came to me and was like, "Hey, I heard right now. Do you want this beat?" And I'm like, "I guess, sure." So it was another one of those things to where at first I really wasn't sure what I was gonna do with it, and then I had a blackout session, and it was one of those songs to where I believe the Lord was writing to me as well, and He was just like, "Hey, I'm standing by you too." You know what I mean? I'm not walking. You're not walking by yourself. Much like that poem "Footprints" that came to mind when I was writing it. So definitely that one. Shout out to Jam3 and Michelle. And then the other one, I would probably say probably The One, because that was that was my first time writing a love song, but it was to the Lord. And so secular ears will hear it and think that I'm writing about a relationship, but it really is primarily about finding joy and knowing that the Lord is the one for me. So that was my first like pop song. So I think that one was fun to make too.
All right. That's what's up. And last thing, real quick. So, because being an artist, especially when you're doing more than one thing, you're an artist, you write books, you have your business going on and all that. So, speak to that young artist, that might be getting into the game or that's been doing it for a while, and they might not be experienced what they consider success, or they might feel discouraged at the moment because that it's just not moving the way that they wanted to move. So, can you talk life into those artists?
I would speak spiritual life into the seed, because even though it's a crowded space, whatever God has put into you has a purpose and a reason to come out. What I would say though is that in this era, you have access to success a lot faster and a lot easier than before. This digital era is really just about discipline and consistency. Is really not about access anymore. And so if you have that gift by God and you have what you need in the industry tangibly, then work with what, because it doesn't take a $10,000 music video anymore. It really doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You can literally do this from your room now, and people prefer that. But if you're willing to start with what you have and push forward and ask for help, and just like I said, take the integrity route. Not everybody's gonna be viral, but the people who are supposed to see you will. And if you intentionally say, "All right, Lord, this is your craft, this is your life, take over." You know what I mean? You can't fail. You just have to redefine what success is for you.
All right. All right, oh.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, man. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. But ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. Come on, stop playing with me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know it's time for the unique question of the night. Brother Birdie, take it over.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners, it is now time for the unique question of the night. The unique question of the night comes from Orlando Page and Orlando Page only. I, Bertrand Burton McKinney, our sister Kimberly, has nothing to do with this question. We don't know the contents of the question. We don't know anything pertaining to the question. Therefore, we are freeing ourselves from all liabilities that might come from this question. With that being said, Solachi Writes, are you ready for the unique question of the night?
Let's do it.
All
All
right, all
right, let's get
right.
it open.
All right, appreciate it, brother. Salachi, once again, man, you know that we love you. You know we care for you, and thank you very much once again for always being gracious enough to come on the show. Definitely, we appreciate that. We have two questions. One question is funny, ha, he, and then the other question is a little bit more serious. So we're gonna start off with the funny question, and then we'll get into the serious question. The funny question is, you have who would be, pardon me, who would be your top three CHH artists that you can see doing ballet?
Ballet. Okay. Definitely Cam Raps. KHAM. Definitely. I'm putting you in there, dog. I'm doing it. Um Jackie Soul. Jackie Soul, I mean, she, she looks pretty light on her feet. She like she got good balance. You know. She run petite, so she good. And then man, since he out here getting haircuts and Ubers, I'm putting 350 in there just because. Just because I'm doing it to him too.
Man, that is kind of funny that she just rattled off those names without even thinking about it. So it's almost like you imagine them doing ballet or something.
You have to, because we clown each other on Twitter. Like it's we have to. Or it's
Wow.
hold on. But no, it's fun. You know, it's always fun. That's a good question, though. That was a really good.
Wow, that's funny. That's funny. Oh my goodness. My brother Joshua in the building. What's good, bro? You talk about I'm asking for a lawsuit. Why? I didn't name the names. She did. I didn't do it. Excuse me.
Nah, that's
So
good.
the serious question of the unique question of the night is, and I'm trying to think of a way to word this. Um so you have your music and you put your music out. What is what i- what is the power of the worship persona of your music to people? What are you trying to convey when you're putting out your music? What worship feelings are you trying to convey when you're sitting down to pen the pad, or when you're sitting down with your fingers on your tablet or your cell phone? What structure of the worship persona of it are you trying to put forth?
That I'm a vet, so I use the word a lot. I'm using it as the listener, so that they're able to put themselves into the song and be reached the way the Holy Spirit sees fit. So my posture is one of storytelling, but also not giving glory to the story, but to the one who brought me through it.
Mm,
Um, and just to really make sure that everyone understands that the miracle of the story isn't me, it's it's God, and He's in all of us if you submit and yield to His Spirit, and if you ask Him to be Lord of your life. So I try not to be the hero. Um, I make sure that people know, like, that's not the point of this song. The point of the song is for you to see that God never changes, that His character is finite, that He's always loving, that He's always faithful. And so um, just an attitude of yielding to that, and then also encouragement. Being an overcomer is always like a central theme what I put out. And so I would say just the attitude of, despite this, God did this.
mm. Amen. Amen. I love it. One last question for me before we start to go ahead and wrap it up and let you get out of here. I know
Yeah.
back when when you were speaking with Kimberly and you were saying that, you asked God to be your manager. How is that contract constructed?
Whew, made my camera shake. Uh, it was established on the cross, really. So um, it's not really a career. It's more so about my life. And this year in particular, I remember New Year's. It was 11:58. I was kneeling right there, and the word of for my year was open doors, and that was the first. That was the title of the first monthly releases that I was doing was open doors. So he gave me a picture of a convertible where, obviously there's no top to it, but the doors were closed, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. And he was like, but you still can get in, right? And I was like, so he was just like, it doesn't have to look conventional, but it'll be open for you if you obey what I'm trying to, if you obey what I say. And so, even just like last year, struggling to the end of last year, putting out press releases, designing everything, and you know, I was just like, why am I doing this? No one's gonna care. It's December. I just felt to do it, do it, do it, put it out, put it out, put it out. So that's my answer.
Amen. Amen. So let the folks know how they can go about one, purchasing your book, and two, following you. Give them your social media tags, all that good stuff.
Of course, on social, if you want to talk to me, it is at Solachi Writes, so SOLACHV as in Victory OZ. Only on Instagram do I have two accounts, and the second account is I am underscore Solachi Writes. And the book for new entrepreneurs, because we definitely need more entrepreneurs, is available on Amazon Kindle right now. We're working on the physical hardback and all that new editions. Right now, it's just a quick 22-page digital, but we're looking to expand it. The edition 2 should be ready by the end of the year.
All right. All right. Definitely. Definitely. All right, brother Birdie, go ahead and let's start wrapping this thing up with a nice bow tie.
Sound good. Appreciate it though. All right, so everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Like I said before, we truly appreciate y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere on tonight, but y'all decided to spend some time with us, and we're truly thankful for that. So, y'all please do myself, Kimberly, and Orlando a favor, and go support Salachi Vibes. Y'all go follow her on her different sites. Go stream her music, add her music to your catalogs. Buy her book and support this woman of God. So we truly appreciate y'all and we thank y'all for that. And Salachi, congratulations again on all your success that you're experiencing. It's very well deserved. Thank you for being transparent with your testimony. It definitely inspired me, and I'm sure it inspired our listeners as well. So, as you know, Orlando done mentioned it before, but I said, and Kimberly will back it up. You have an open seat on the platform. Anytime you have something new, you just drop by. So we appreciate you. Much love and God bless you, sis.
God bless y'all too. Thank you so much.
All right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kimberly, you have anything to wrap us up with?
I just want to say, just keep doing what you're doing, Miss Salachi. There's a lot of women out there who need your encouragement, and who can see that you gave a strong yes, and look where you are now. So I would ask you to continue to send that message out. Um, stay encouraged like you are, and thank you for encouraging me tonight. And you don't even know why.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're very welcome. Thank you.
All right. All right. Our brother Joshua, CHH historian, said Music Monday is on the search. So definitely And if you ever press up any CDs or vinyl, anything of that nature, make sure you reach out to our brother Joshua because he will buy it. So definitely. All
Got
right.
you. Say less.
That goes
Thank
for
you.
any artists out there.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me. That goes for any artist out there. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap, man. We gonna wrap it up for tonight. Tomorrow night, we're sitting down with the brother SBG. Will be on the show tomorrow night. So, man, y'all better get ready for another good one. There, the week is going by so fast, and then Friday is gonna come. Y'all know what Friday is? It's jam session, man. Come on now. You turn on the strobe light, you get the boogieing and dancing, listen to some good music. Yeah. All right. So check us out Friday night for jam session and Thursday night for Mind Over Spirit Bible study with our pastor, Pastor G. I am 1/3 of the team. Let's talk gospel. And yeah, we're out, y'all. Let's go.
The Wild West in Color, Juneteenth Rodeo and Agricultural Expo, June 19th, 2024, from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Jim R. Miller Park, 2245 Callaway Road Southwest, Marietta, Georgia. This Juneteenth rodeo will showcase the enduring legacy of African American cowboys, cowgirls, ranchers, and farmers. Attendees will experience a diverse range of exhibits, demonstrations, and educational booths highlighting technologies and practices shaping the future of agriculture. A host of vendors will offer authentic cuisine, crafts, and locally sourced sustainable products, providing a taste of vibrant food rooted in the community agriculture. The Wild West in Color Juneteenth Rodeo and Agricultural Expo, June 19th, beginning at 12 p.m. through 5 p.m. at the Jim R. Miller Park, 2245 Callaway Road Southwest, Marietta, Georgia. Tickets are available online at wildwestincolor.com. We want to see you there.